Welcome back, friends. This episode, we're talking about the Grease Special Police. But before we get into that, Tiz, I don't know if you noticed my calendar here. I opened it up. It's very important. What do we got next?
Ice cream social.
Ice cream social.
Ooh.
This is what sheriff's departments do. We got an ice cream social on the Civic Center Plaza at 12 o'clock. So
That's
let's
what I'm
talk
talking
fast.
about. That's what
Let's
I'm
talk
talking
fast.
about.
Just want people to
Let's
know.
go.
Let's go right now. Good to have you back. Where you been?
Hey, you too, brother. Just been busy doing a lot of things. You know, the summer's around, spending time with the family. You know, and that's the joys of life, just doing little things out there, you know, with a lot of things going around. Right. You know, outside of that circle is crazy, but and the joy of just hanging out and getting summer in.
And preseason for them Steelers?
Oh, we're 100% ready, brother.
Are you really?
Yeah. And the show will start again. Like I said, it's always on time.
There's always a kickoff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to love it.
That's right. That podcast is going well?
Oh, yeah. Doing well, we keeping busy, doing our things. And the great thing about it is, like I said, with the NFL, there's always going to be another season coming around. Right. So my partner, James Owen, who's also a deputy as well, we love doing the show. And you got to have something that you love doing, you know? Absolutely.
And speaking of that, our guest is probably the most underpaid employee in the county of Monroe for the job he loves doing. Chief Mike DiCataldo, the Grease Special Police. How are you, Mike?
Good, sir. How are you?
Good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you.
So I wanted to take this opportunity to introduce, behind the badge. We're always talking about either the deputies, who's behind this badge, what we do, or people that support law enforcement. And this is a great one. I went out to Grease as chief of police in 2010. And fell upon this thing called the Special Police, and I was like, what in the heck is that? We didn't have it in the city of Rochester. And I found Mike, who I'd known for years and years. We'll go a little bit of that. And I found these dedicated group of peace officers that are just here to help and here to support the community of Grease. It's incredible. So we want to dig deep into that, who the Special Police are. But we always start the episode out with, who the heck are you?
Sure.
Or you want me to introduce you, because that won't be fun for you.
I know.
So how about a little bit about yourself?
Yep. My name's Mike DiCataldo. 54 years old. Married to my wife, Kim, for 25 years. We have 2 boys. Awesome. I've been with the Grease Special Police for 36 years now, and I'm self-employed. I own a trophy business in the city of Rochester.
That's awesome.
And I went to high school, Jefferson High School.
Jefferson High School.
Good old Jeff, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a click.
We got to throw in James Owens though too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He's a Jeff guy.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking about booting you out of the seat and getting Owens in here. Only because we
that
have
actually
the trifecta going on Jefferson High School. The only problem is none of us could spell, so we had to have someone to be able to read the papers. Well, it's funny. Great to have you. 36 years?
Yes.
Special Police.
Wow. Yeah.
So if you were going to describe the Special Police to the average person that doesn't really understand the term Special Police, we understand peace officer, we understand police officer. You know, where does this concept come from? Why?
The Special Police, if you go back a few years, like 1951, it originated as auxiliary police through the emergency management for the county. So auxiliary police in Greece have been around since 1951, and through the years we've always helped. We were kind of like a Cold War auxiliary unit to assist the town with whatever needs they had. And then through the years, we matured into just working for the police department, assisting with traffic control, crowd control for emergency situations or weather events. Right. And then through the years, back in 1997, Monroe County gave up auxiliary police, and then we had to pick the name Grease Special Police. But it's a New York State law.
It's a title in the New York State law.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And from there, we've just been continuing grassroots of traffic control, crowd control. But through the years, the town has given us more responsibility as writing parking tickets throughout the town, patrolling the parks and schools during the evenings time to be an extra set of eyes and ears in the town for the police department, or just to show a police presence for the community while they're in the town.
Yeah, I walked in. I think at the time I came in, you and about 55 other people. I mean, that's a force to be reckoned with when it comes from volunteers.
Yep.
That want to go become peace officer status, which is, again, going to a lot of training that doesn't come easy. You got to get certified in New York State, the same standards as everybody else. Did I mention the word volunteer? I mean, these are guys and gals that are just giving up so much for their community. We think about volunteer firemen and volunteer ambulance crews. A lot of people don't think about volunteer police officers or peace officers.
Yep. There's volunteer police, again, have been around for years. There's 4 special police units still in Monroe County. And we're trying to grow our ranks now. We were at 55 years ago.
Yeah.
We're down to 30 now. And it's just the sign of the times with people being busy. And again, like I said, there's 4 units, mostly on the west side of Monroe County.
That's awesome.
Wow. Are these specialized? You said these specialized units such as this, they're certified here in New York, right? Correct.
Yes, each year we have an academy, and the individuals have to go through 160 hours of training to be certified as a New York State peace officer. And your peace officer status is good while you're on duty. When you're off duty, you're just Mike DiCataldo, the citizen. And we always tell people, be a good observer and witness if something happens off duty. But when you're on duty, you have peace officer powers through New York State.
Wow.
And we're strolling through some pictures of some of your staff. It's just again going out there in the town, and Ridge Road in the middle of a snowstorm or a horrific accident at Lake and Ridge. That's tying up 4 or 5 deputies just on traffic control to ring your bell and have 3 or 4 volunteers show up to take those traffic control points, so the the police officers can now concentrate on the reconstruction of the accident or whatever they got to do, and then those other officers that are available for calls for service that are constantly coming in, so it was this cool thing that I stumbled upon, and I really wanted to champion what you guys were doing, because I thought, first of all, it's a force multiplier. God forbid you guys started back in the, if you will, the days of the Cold War, a nuclear attack or anything like that. You had this extra trained body to help out with public safety. Not a lot of people have that luxury, and
Right.
yeah. Think about it. So let's cut, right to the chase. People that are hearing peace officers and hearing uniforms, and you got police cars, and you're trained and you have arrest powers when you're on duty. What's the natural kickback in a union shop, right? I mean, there's always going to be that fear of taking unit work, and I'm not offended. I love unit work. I talk about it all the time. So, how do you negotiate that as the chief of police of the special police not to be offensive towards a union shop?
Well, through the years, we've maintained the role that we have, meaning the traffic control, crowd control, parks and schools, ticket writing, and we don't go over that. We know our role. We know what the town expects of us, and we try not to push the envelope. Sometimes it happens for one reason or another, but we have a good rapport with the police officers and the union reps. We do the job that they don't want. When it's raining, snowing.
That's a great way to put it.
We're directing traffic.
So you can do that crappy job, or we'll come do it for you.
Yeah.
It's always a good tool.
So it's a good understanding.
Yeah, and it allows them to concentrate on things that are more specific towards what their function is. That's a great way to put it. Do the jobs maybe someone else doesn't want to do at 3 o'clock in the morning. And come in. So you're down to 30-some. Back in the day it was 55-some. So what motivates a person to become a special police officer? And what is the drive there?
There's a couple different type of individuals. First, it's the younger generation that are looking to get into law enforcement and think this is a great avenue for experience. Then it's the individuals who are settled in their career and family life, and they're like, I always wanted to do something like that. So they can't be a full-time police officer, but they can get back to the community in still a law enforcement role as a volunteer.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Is it the fact that the majority of the workers that you have on, within the units have other full-time employment other places?
Yeah, 99% of the guys have full-time jobs.
Yeah, which is a cool thing because there are a lot of guys out there who say, well, I don't know if I can commit that time to it, or I can't, get this part of it going because basically, let's be real, I got to put food on the table. You know what I mean? And finding out something like this, which I didn't know anything about, like I was just telling the sheriff, I just said, this is the first time I ever heard of it. And just getting the information and talking with you today, this is a hidden gem to me for guys out there who either want to eventually get into law enforcement or have some kind of way to find out if this will be for them.
Yeah. And the thing about us, volunteer police versus fire and EMS, is we have a more controlled schedule where people can look at their monthly calendar and say, I'm available to help at this detail, this function, this, whereas the other things are get up and go when they call.
Right.
So it does fit a majority of people's schedules. We're looking for 12 hours a month of assistance through either our monthly events or an emergency call out that happens. But I always say it's a very convenient schedule that we can help people, because fire is, you're tied to a pager.
Right. And the bell rings, you're going.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think of the omnipresence of police, right? No one wants a cop in every corner, but they don't mind seeing a patrol car going down their cul-de-sac every once in a while. They don't mind seeing a car patrolling the mall, right? And so those are those force multiplier things you can do for law enforcement and prevent crime with that presence, which makes it easier on the police officer. There's one less police report he's got to do, or she's got to do if we're preventing those crimes. So it's like this perfect, recipe that comes together for. And I like the idea too, putting your toe in the water. Right? Maybe you're young and you're like, I think I might want to be a police officer. It's a great way to put your toe in the water, right? And
Yeah,
there's
that's
no
a great push
overcommitment.
for those young guys like that who were just, who thought about it, and just seeing this, and they can go out there and experience it and get it under their belts. I mean, it's a huge. I think that's a huge plug for you guys.
Oh yeah, the special police is a great opportunity for the experience, because you're driving a police car, you have a radio on your belt, you have significant training as a
Right.
peace officer, so you have this basic knowledge. And then when the guys who have come from my unit and gone into the academy, they feel more comfortable
Yeah,
already.
you know them. You can see when
Yeah.
they walk in the academy.
Yeah.
Interaction with the public, in uniform. That's a different interaction than an everyday interaction. So the fact that you're in a uniform and just interacting, totally positive environment at a carnival or something like that, but it's still that law enforcement presence, being able to interact and break that ice with the community, make you feel welcome, that you can come talk to a police officer, talk to the kids, throw a joke, whatever. And that's not trained. That's experience that gives you that. These guys are getting that experience.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure.
How many specialized units are there like this in Monroe County?
There's 4.
4?
Yeah, there's Greece, Ogden, Parma, and Gates.
Wow. So like you said, any of the guys out there listening, trying
Yeah.
to get in, those are the ones that, should be able to try to get in with.
Yeah, we're recruiting for Greece Special Police today, though.
That's Jefferson High School work right there. I said, let me be specific here.
Yeah,
Those
we,
other organizations are cool. We are cooler. We are cooler.
There you go. And we take
My phone's gonna be ringing. Yes, Chief Long. Yes, I'm sorry.
we take people countywide. Some have restrictions to be within their own town, but our unit hires countywide.
Right.
Yeah, and one of your recruitment tools is the media. They love to run stories. I found that on the special police program because, like Tiz said, no one really understands what's going on or this disability in a town. But this is a great video right here. How long ago was this one? Do you recall?
This one was about 2 years ago. That individual over there went to Washington Metro, D.C.
Oh, really?
And
Oh,
now
wow.
he's just trying to come back to New York. I had a background investigation officer call me the other day for him.
From the sheriff's office, I hope?
No, New York State. New York State. But as you can see, we have our own vehicles. We have 7 patrol cars that we have.
Okay.
We have 2 ATVs. We have 2 snowmobiles, a bike unit. If we dust them off and bring them out of the garage.
Got a very nice office.
Yeah. The town supplied us with a great office with a large meeting room. We also do our annual training in the room. So we really have a great organized department, from vehicles to our office size and management.
And like you said again, the process of trying to going through the academy is I think you said 180 days or 190 days.
It's 160 hours.
160 hours. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yes.
Yeah, and that takes last year we ran from November to February, because it's a Tuesday, Thursday evening, and then all day Saturday to get through that.
Interesting.
And if you're trying to become a police officer, I mean, that's very attractive to someone that hires for a living. You're already a New York State certified peace officer. You've already gone through an academy. We got to recreate the whole wheel. Unfortunately, to go through a police officer academy, that's almost like not existent. But when it comes down to selection day, like the Steelers doing their draft, I'm building my best team. I got someone that's proven they can go through an academy, proven that they can interact with the public, proven that they know how to do law enforcement. Why wouldn't you bubble to the top? That's just a natural thing that if I got 2 to select, I'm going to take a peace officer that's gone through the process.
Yeah, we are one of the best kept secrets. And it's just, we want to protect people from not going out and saying, hey, I'm a cop.
Right,
So
right.
we honestly, we do downplay. We tell our officers, don't go out there and brag. Just do your job when you come in, and it's safer that way. So you don't get in trouble, because we've lost members who've, fudged the truth a little on
Right.
what their responsibility is. So we kind of downplay it. And then, like you said, people lived in Greece for years, and like, I've never knew a special police existed.
They've seen you a million times
They
in
have.
different locations. They just never knew who you were.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if, from a taxpayer standpoint in the town of Greece, you got to think about, what a benefit, what an absolute benefit. You got these dedicated professionals, well trained, and let's take a step back, well selected. Background checks, the whole thing. I mean, you're not just getting Joe and Jane off the road and throwing them in the Peace Officer Academy. They go through one heck of a selection process right to the chief of police. I don't know if they're still doing it, but I had the final signature as the chief for the special police officers based on the background check and all that other stuff.
Yeah, Greece has the most extensive background check for special police officers. We do an extensive background tour, and Sheriff Baxter started it, how intensive we wanted our backgrounds to be. So it's a very thorough background that we give our individuals. And it just, again, it gives us the best of the best when we're looking. Because by the time they pass that, we know they're dedicated, we know they're committed, because it takes about 2 to 3 months to do the process of backgrounding them, interviewing them, going to the chief of police for his input. So we know we have a good core group when we pick them.
Let me ask you this: What do you enjoy most about your role as chief of special police?
As chief, again, working with the individuals that are under me, because they have the same passion or desire that I have, and I just like to keep them nurtured and involved in the unit, and make it fun for those guys and girls to enjoy what they're doing, because, again, it's a volunteer position, so they're doing it because it's a passion of theirs. So I like to mentor and share my time with the individuals in the unit, so they know that they're appreciated and recognized for the efforts that they do.
And it's hard to do with volunteers, right? I mean, because they're volunteers.
Right.
It's hard to, put a foot where it belongs sometimes, because we're all humans and sometimes people screw up. And, it's a little more difficult when you have volunteers as opposed to paid employees. It's a unique leadership style, to recruit people and to do this type of work, and also to motivate or maybe even do a corrective action, which is perfectly normal. It's human nature. But think about it as a volunteer. It's a lot easier to give corrective action when you're paying someone, right? So
Yeah.
It's a unique leadership style, and you've done it for this many years, Mike. I got to applaud you for, being able to create and develop continuously, because it's never ending. I mean, you don't have a 20-year retirement where people are sticking around. Sometimes you put all that time and effort to an individual, they're gone in a year or two,
Yeah.
right? And you're just right back to ground zero, recruiting, background check, and all that. So,
Yeah, it is a revolving door. Yeah. Most of the time, it's these people are moving on to a law enforcement career, so the end result feels good.
Yeah,
we just had one of our officers leave to go to Border Patrol.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Good for you.
So it's a rewarding position for me as chief.
So rewarding for you, your bride, all these years, your kids, they've all sacrificed tremendously for the Greece Special Police, right? Your hours are not just your hours. It's
Yeah.
It takes a special wife. It takes special kids.
Oh yeah, my wife is a great woman, a very understanding woman.
Yeah.
So she understands when the phone calls in the middle of the night, I may or may not have to go, or when the details are on, the details are on.
Go.
Yeah, she understands. And my downtime, I try to spend as much time as I can with my kids. I plan things with the kids, I plan things with the wife. So I give that time to have a balance of family and work. And she knows this is my passion. Yeah.
Your wife teaches grade school?
Yeah, my wife is a teacher in Greece. She's a 4th grade teacher.
So she understands you. She gets you.
Yes. Yeah.
That was a lead up all the way.
Yeah, thank you.
No, she's an awesome person.
And like the sheriff said, I mean, this is phenomenal. Like you said, the dedication that you put in, is it 30 plus years that you've been on?
36, yeah.
Yeah, 30 plus years that you put on this, the dedication. And like he said, it's a different monster when you can't, like you said, that corrective action, you can't use it in the same as you would
No,
be
you
if it's a
can't,
pink. You know, and you've done it, and you've done it for a long time. So I mean, much respect to what you do and how you command that.
Yeah, thank you. It's volunteer, but they all know I run it like a business. You know, it's we have a job to do. We're going to do our job, and then when the job's done, you know, we can have some fun. But it's very organized and well managed because there's so many people relying on us to do that job right the first time. So
There's no room for error.
No.
I mean, police officers are not perfect. We strive for perfection, but we're never going to be perfect because we're human beings. You know, when you got a volunteer unit with so many eyes on you, and maybe we don't need the special police, or maybe it's a union kickback issue, or, you know, there's 1,000 reasons why, you know, you're really under a microscope all the time, right? That people are always ultra critiquing the function you guys do. So when you're at the Barnard Festival, right, or the music nights, or you're working in patrolling at the mall or whatever you're doing, you know, that interaction is so important because each one's being critiqued to a different level, I think.
Oh yeah, and when we're out doing our job, we still have people videotaping us as well because they don't know a full-time officer from a special police officer. So again, that's another thing of professionalism and acting appropriately while out on the job because there's so many people watching us and making sure that, especially the town, make sure we're doing the right thing because we still are a liability to the town. But again, with our training and the leadership that we provide, the officers are doing a great job out there in Greece.
Do you have a rewarding memory since becoming chief, like that you had that made you say, you know what, this is what it's all about?
It's hard to say because I enjoy it so much. Yeah, I can have a basket full of them. You know, I just think when I became chief was probably the most exciting thing for me. You know, because I was looking to get into law enforcement back in the 80s or 90s, and it was so competitive at that time. But when I took over my family business and stuff, I said, okay, this is what I'm doing. And I still loved the Greece Special Police. So this is going to be, I get the best of both worlds. So every day is rewarding. I just can't pick one. You know, I didn't climb a tree and save a kitten or anything like that. But
Right.
it's just, I think the most memorable thing was when I became chief because when I was an officer, I looked to aspire to be that chief of the auxiliaries. And I made it. You know, and
It's
then
phenomenal.
I just carried on the passion.
Not bad from Michigan and Santee Street, huh?
That's right. The neighborhood.
Or just around the corner of Bauer Boulevard.
Jeffrey
I like to call it Boulevard just to raise the stature. Could be Bauer Street, but Bauer
Right,
Boulevard
right.
sounds better.
Oh, real quick, too, before we go, I just want to make sure, because we're almost at the end of the show close, but what are some of the, just let people know, what are some of their prerequisites they need to get in fully, you know, because there are a lot of guys out there that says, you know what, this could be it. This could be something that'll propel me to do this.
Sure. Again, minimum qualifications. I'm 20 years old, clean driving record, clean criminal history record, good physical health, and then just going through the background check and making sure that it's, I don't want to say stellar, but it's like a normal individual, clean life, just things that'll make you have good character to do this job.
And if I wanted one of these opportunities, where would I go? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Go to our website, which is greecespecialpolice.com, or you can call 581-6325. There's information on both locations, and the website has a lot more to offer to learn more about us.
We'll put that information on our B-roll behind us, if you don't mind, and share that. Always recruiting, and if not, the town. Do you have to be a town resident?
No, we take county-wide.
Great. Yeah, so a great opportunity. It's either, dip your toe in the water, or you're a professional and always thought it'd be neat to be a peace officer and help the community in that profession. Great way to do it. So we'll share that recruitment still. I know you're always in the recruitment mode.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So, Chief, I know you're familiar with the Miranda warnings.
Yes.
All right, well, we finish this show up with the no Miranda warnings. That means you don't have a right to remain silent, and anything Tiz asks you, you must answer forthwith, or you will be shocked.
As long as I can get an ice cream after.
Absolutely. I know we're one way. By the way, we're 7 minutes late, so let's no Miranda him quick.
Quick question. What's your favorite donut? A lot of guys are like, you know that because this is right up our alley.
Oh yeah, it's Boston cream.
Should have said ice cream.
It's Boston cream. That's
Boston
easy.
cream?
Boston cream.
Yeah.
My Red Sox fans will be happy. Wow, we're going down to the social. What's your favorite ice cream?
Heavenly Hash.
I don't think they're going to have it. That's a different. It's like Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors type thing.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Number one place to vacation.
Jeez. We just went to Cleveland, so we like going to different cities.
Yeah.
So we just came back from Cleveland 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Mary and I enjoy doing that. It's either ballparks,
Yeah.
right? Pittsburgh's a great, all the way to sports town. Cleveland's got a great ballpark. And
Yeah. Next week we're going down to Florida for a week as well, just to spend some time. But we did go to the Cleveland game when we were up there.
Did you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
My wife, yes.
Did
dragged
you
me to it.
ask why Foreigner's not in there yet?
No, he
Did
didn't.
anybody ask that question? Like,
No.
where's the Foreigner
I
display?
know. I know.
Just a little pet peeve of mine, but
Yeah, I went to the Hall of Fame, the Cleveland game where the fight happened.
Oh, you were?
My kid was so excited. Yeah, he was so excited.
Here goes one. Last book you've read.
I don't read books.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm a magazine picture type guy. It's that it's that attention span. I don't have an attention span for books.
Well, Mike, your wife's going to be happy we leave it there and not keep on asking questions. So good to see you again, friend.
Yeah,
I
nice
hope
seeing
people
you.
understand what the special police are doing in our community and how dedicated you guys and gals are to keeping us safe, to assisting law enforcement in your particular function, and you know, in particular, what you do for the how many 3 decades plus of just volunteering and giving back. That's pretty cool. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Thanks for sharing.
Yep.
Tiz, the next week.
Yep. Let's do it again.
All right. Be safe, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.